Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Excuse me, let me see. Okay. Looks like Trump is out of Facebook jail. That's unfortunate. Oh well, make it do what it do. Well, that means that well, that's not good news. Here's what we would. Okay. Oh God. Anyway, they just had to do something, didn't they? Well, welcome one and all. I am going to say hello to Ann Fu, Marcy Foreman, Church Nellie, Kids Indoors, Sonia Johnson, Mimi M, Church Nellie, also Margaret Rollin, Diana Ortiz. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on a long time today, believe it or not. This is not going to be my usual marathon session. So let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, so anyway, let me see here. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's what I needed to hear. Um, okay. Let me know. Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, let me see. Oh, hello, Nithalando Niandini. There you go. Hello, Barons, Sussexes, and all beloved squaddies. God bless and protect you and your families. Warm greetings from the hit. Oh, it's supposed to be hot and dry South Africa, right? Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Gosh, it must be beautiful there, warm and dry. Some people like that. But then again, I am a Midwesterner and I'm used to those very cold, balmy days of fall and winter. And of course, those damp and chilly days of spring. I like those. Well, you know what? It gets kind of chilly in South Africa, right? You guys get that cold air off the ocean sometimes, right? I would imagine. Let's see. And the weather's so crazy nowadays, it does some of everything anywhere. Okay, so where is Princess Meghan? That's a good question. And they won't stop asking. They have not given up on trying to get Meghan to emerge wearing something flawless. Now, guys, I know Meghan likes that very natural, uh, you know, kind of fresh wash, fresh that kind of minimal makeup look. but I would love for her to just really sock it to everybody with the heavy war paint. Oh my goodness, that would that would be amazing. But that's not her style, so she has done the odd publicity shots here and there. Sorry about that. But for the most part, she keeps it very light and fresh, that fresh makeup look. But the photo there on the right side is so dramatic, so almost film noir, right? I could um I could get into that. So, but that's not her style. She likes that California gal look. So, not the more red carpet thing that's going on with that particular photo. I mean, look at the length of those lashes. That's not a look that she would routinely sport. I mean, aside from a publicity shot, in what universe would she ever look like that? But I love, yeah, right, Church Nelly, love the full glam look. So becoming. I mean, she has some very attractive angles, and the light seems to agree with her no matter what. So that type of enhancement, although it would be fun, again, that's not her style. So she doesn't go any more dramatic than the smoky eye. So let us stew on that for a while. Where is Meghan Markle? With Squatties, we know better. Meghan is working, obviously, and she has the children. And of course, thank goodness her mom is about. So, it's California. They have nature to enjoy. They have a view of the ocean, I suppose. I think from that elevation, I think they actually do have a bit of an ocean view. So there's a lot of reasons why you can just stay right there on their on the grounds of the estate and pop in and out of places in town, I could imagine, or whatever the case is. But hey, Charlotte, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for clicking on my channel. Oh wow. Looks like Linda Lala is a new member of Royal Sussex. Thank you so much for that. Uh-oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Okay. So moving right along. Let me see if I can highlight that before. Okay, there it is. Thank you, Linda. And remember, a subscription to Royal Sussex is still a bargain at just $4.99. Okay, I'm going to move on. So that's Lauren Kumalo. And Lauren is, of course, the nanny that was hired. She had put it out there in the universe because she wanted so much to be there for the Sussexes because she loved Diana so much. And of course, having seen the Sussexes on television, if you know the story, she just put it out there in the universe that if they're going to hire someone, that it ought to be me. And so she spoke it. It happened. So I'm going to let you listen to a little sound bite, and then I'll catch you guys on the other side. Uh-oh. Come on, soundbite.
We're getting married. I said to my mom, we were watching online because we didn't want to go. It was too full. You couldn't even get to like on the streets.
Oh my goodness, you guys can barely hear that, right?
I said to my mom, you know what? And my kids were there.
You know what? The sound, I have been trying to turn the sound up on this thing for the longest, and it is not cooperating with me. Let me take a look and see if it's a quick fix here for me. Okay. Wow, that is deep. That is deep. Okay, so let me try one more time. Uh-oh. Let me try one more time and see if I can make that work.
If they take me, they take me. African with Zimbabwe.
Oh, okay. So guess what? That ain't working the way that it should. So let me try something else before I go on. I can't believe this thing. Excuse me. So welcome if you just joined us. But you know what? It's my fault. I know what I needed to do and I did not do it. Sometimes you have to do a reset of your PC so that you can get the best quality sound. Otherwise, things get kind of glitchy. But tell you what, I have a hack that is going to sort that out for me. So bear with me for just 1 second. I almost could not believe it to be true, but that's exactly what happened. Okay. Okay. All right, no matter. I got one more thing that I can try. I'm trying to get sound bite if you guys just joined us. What a disaster this is. But don't worry, I got a hack to fix it. Okay, the sound quality is not the greatest, but here goes. And
it wouldn't even go, and the way me corner it wouldn't just work. So Ngati no one I will wear something dark, I will wear nice short, not heels.
Actually, you know what? That's not, is that the one I wanted? No, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, give me a second, you guys. I am not going to be defeated by this sound thing. Either that or my hearing is going bad. And I hate to believe that that's happening. Okay. All right. I'm going to try it again. This is the nanny that was hired by the Sussex.
It was too full. You couldn't even get to like on the streets outside. So we thought we'll watch it better at home. I said to my mom, you know what? And my kids were there. I'll look after that baby. When they have a baby, I'll be there. Watch me. And my mother laughed and she said to me, hey, we are tando wupu payo. And I said to her, and ama popo are allowed. It's not breaking the law to dream, mom. Watch and see. Dreams do come true. So when my friend Maria then worked for them, I said, look, here's my CV. See if they need a nanny or a sleep trainer. I'm quite happy to do it for them. And then they did sort of have somebody. We waited a while, nothing was happening. And one day it was what we call half term. The kids in England have little holidays in between during school terms. They're called half terms. I would travel to Germany with them just for a holiday, a short holiday. When I landed at Bremen Airport, I had a phone call. In fact, it was first a text message. And Maria said to me, look, you need to get back to me as soon as possible. Are you in London? You need to start work as soon as possible. In fact, when the Duke and Duchess were getting married, I said to my mom, we were watching online because we didn't want to go. It was too full. You couldn't even get to like on the streets outside. So we thought we'll watch it better at home. I said to my mom, you know what? And my kids were there. I'll look after that baby. When they have a baby, I'll be there. Watch me. And my mother laughed and she said to me, hey, we are tando wupu payo. And I said to her, and ama popo are allowed. It's not breaking the law to dream, mom. Watch and see. Dreams do come true. So when my friend Maria then worked for them, I said, look, here's my CV. See if they need a nanny or a sleep trainer. I'm quite happy to do it for them. And then they did sort of have somebody. We waited a while, nothing was happening. And one day it was what we call half term. The kids in England have little holidays in between during school terms. They're called half terms. I would travel to Germany with them just for a holiday, a short holiday. When I landed at Bremen Airport, I had a phone call. In fact, it was first a text message. And Maria said to me, look, you need to get back to me as soon as possible. Are you in London? You need to start work as
I love that. I love that. Okay. One more. Let me see here. Here we go.
I knew it wouldn't even go. And the way he corner it wouldn't just work. So ngati no, and I will wear something dark. I will wear nice short, not heels as they call them kitten heels, but I'll look presentable for a royal. So I need to do my best. But I didn't use any makeup. I said, yes, if they take me, they take me. African where Zimbabwe as I am, and Luto. I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I'm not blue blood. I will go as I am. And trust me, with my God, I'll get this job. So I went there. I dressed quite well, but I did get a speeding ticket. Yes, because I was driving too far. I think I was panicking. I was excited. Like, movie. Man, this is not real. This must be a movie. How can it be that? Cottage. I'm telling you. So I got there, and the person, there's lots of checks anyway that they do. But when I got there, I expected to see a princely somebody, either in those very expensive German street suits or something. Heike, he was in his jeans, in a t-shirt, walking barefoot because it was hot. Mina, and looking at me and pulling socks. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, and I kept asking his PPO, so protection officer, that do I curtsy? Do I have to? And he just looked at me and laughed. He said, you will see, Prince Harry is amazing. And when I got there, the way he just opened his arms, hello, Lauren, and gave me I was like, wow, what a gentleman. What a gem. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. And in my mind, when he gave me the hug, I spoke out, but I didn't mean to. Not you. I'm not bathing today. I've been hugged by a prince. And he just started laughing, Yeah, and when I walked in and saw Meghan, I was like, my God, what a beautiful woman. And I just felt so comfortable. It wasn't so formal as I expected it to be. It was just a normal home. Yeah. So
I love her. I absolutely love her. So anyway, that is Lauren Kumalo, and that is the nanny that was hired by the Sussexes. And of course, she's the one that accompanied them to South Africa when that incident happened. So fortunately, she was very, very protective and decided at that last minute that, you know what, if I'm going to go and have a snack, Archie is coming with me. And thank goodness that saved a lot of anxiety for everyone. So, yeah, I just wanted to play those sound bites for you. Okay, so right here, this is a Newsweek poll. Is excellent news. Hashtag royal family. So this is from Richard Fitzsimmons. Richard Fitzsimmons. Do you guys remember how he said that when they get pranked by those YouTubers? And he started off the video, Richard Fitzsimmons. And I'm just shocked at some of the things that they said to Oprah. And he spoke with such authority, even though he actually was paid whatever sum from the pranksters. If it was anything like Victoria Arbiter, 300 pounds to pretend that you actually saw the Oprah Winfrey interview so that they can go on air right away with a response. And so he and Ingrid Sewell, is that her name? Sewell, and a few others. Well, Victoria Arbiter, and gosh, oh yeah, and Dickie Arbiter. So you had Dickie Fitzsimmons and Dickie Arbiter, and both of them did a little make-believe, a little sleight of hand, where they pretend as though they had actually seen the interview with Oprah Winfrey, even though they had not seen it. but for a hefty sum, about the price of a good gourmet dinner on the town, they were willing to forfeit any integrity that they had so that they could try to embarrass Harry and Meghan, or I don't know, whatever their purpose or function was. They did embarrass themselves. And, it was so beneath them to allow something like that to happen, but they did, and they were caught out in the worst possible epic way, if you ask me. And anyway, the whole thing was just so sordid. I was embarrassed for them. How do you allow something like that to happen and still hold your head up? I'll never know. But they got caught out in a bit of a lie. Um, and so even though, and God bless those pranksters. I don't know where, they got the idea to do such a thing, but thanks goodness they did. And unfortunately, the very biased tabloid media paid absolutely no notice to something like that. And instead, they kept the focus on trying to dispute everything that Harry and Meghan mentioned during the Oprah Winfrey interview. So just goes to show you how biased and one sided the British tabloid media can be. So, oh, thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. Legs says, Kate is more popular. Ask the Celtics fan. Right? Ask the Celtics fans how popular Kate is. Okay. Anyway, let me show you. Let me show you one of my favorite. Now, Ingrid is the one with the big bubble hairdo. You gotta love her for having been around for so long. But she also bears a striking resemblance to one of my favorite cartoon characters, as you'll see, right? When I first saw her, I just couldn't place it. I said, where have I seen her before? Where have I seen her before? And then, of course, it was so glaringly obvious. It was like a wet nose pressing against my face. Um, I just, yeah, with Lisa Marie passing away recently, and me walking around singing some of her dad's favorite songs, it all ties in. God rest her soul. I've been walking around for the past few days, remembering how much the Presley family means to me, and so I was singing, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog." Just snooping at the door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Just snooping at my door. That had nothing to do with the conversation, but I just couldn't help myself. Let's see. Hopeland, what is that? Gritter, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. So, anyway, the moral of the story is they say that everyone out there has a twin. Some twins are real people, and others may be animated images, but we all have a twin. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So, um, let's see. Dickie Arbiter and his shadow daughter, along with other trolls, are shameless to take money from print lies on Meghan. I'm sorry, on Harry and Meghan. They have crushed their profession of good reporting. Exactly. I mean, it's so embarrassing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, number one, that she had a twin, and number two, that she would go to the dark side with her reporting. But anyway, let's keep the focus on Richard. Fitzwilliams, Richard Fitzwilliams. So let me tell you how much integrity this Dickie Fitzwilliams has. Sophie Wessex boasts royals. Not boast, but boost royals with huge success in U.S. after Meghan and Harry's damage. Express.com, blah, 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 blah. Sophie is the real exemplar of a hardworking member of the royal family with a relatively low profile. You got that right. If she was any lower, we wouldn't know she was there. She does a great deal of good. Hashtag royal family. So I don't know why in the world he decided to, try to big her up, but he did. But if you remember, about the only thing that happened for Sophie Wessex last year of any memory was when she gave that glaring look to Meghan, which of course is the reason why I will never forgive that frumpy thing. But she did go to New York, and you can see the image up there at the top. Now, either this woman is like trying to express her feelings about something, or Sophie done got on her nerves so bad that she's about to lunge at her like William did Harry. But anyway, that's Sophie with her vinyl and jersey knit dress on. She decided that vinyl was a good look for that season, so she wore her vinyl. I don't know, maybe they told her New York's not a clean city and she wanted something that you could just wipe down. I don't know. It is kind of an odd look, though. It looks very, how do I put it, frumpy. I mean, well, of course it does. I mean, it's Sophie Wessex. Anything looks frumpy on her. So anyway, here's the liars. A person who tells lies has a reputation as a liar. That's a liar. And these are the 4 people that got caught out by those pranksters. Vicky Arbiter, aka well, anyway, she has a nickname. And then there's Richard Fitzsimmons, Dickie Arbiter, and Ingrid Seward, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? How did that happen? She didn't always seem so animated, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to be kind. But she didn't always look so animated. I mean, how long ago did she take that photo? Was the Mary Tyler Moore show still running in prime time? Was Mary Tyler Moore still a primetime show? And as you can see from the photo, that's when she first started experimenting with bangs. And then as things started going south, the bangs just got bigger. Matter of fact, the bangs became huge. Yeah, so back in those days, and then fast forward, see what being shady does to you. I mean, ooh, what could I say? That comes from being shady. So anyway, they got caught out, and and if things were, comparable to Victoria Arbiter, I guess they got near or about 300 pounds each, paid by the pranksters to pretend like they had actually saw the Oprah Winfrey interview. So Richard Fitzwilliams, your article actually it's not his article, it's someone else's that he's highlighting. It's not even worth the paper that is printed on. This whole thing about her being more popular or the most popular royal, you can take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so here's another soundbite for you guys that I would like to share. I thought this was absolutely charming. And let me see if I can get this one going for you without incident. I think for now, when I do these sound bites, I'll have to try this method. It works out better, I think.
It really made me broken. The relationship with William is. It really made me sad. I for the first time thought it's almost going to be irreparable. I mean, it is so broken between the two of them that I feel like that brotherhood, whatever in our minds, that fantasy that we thought they could come back together after the Queen's passing. It ain't happening. It's just when you read it, you realize it's done. There's been some really bad blood sent both ways. I think generally speaking, regardless of how you feel about it, whether you're on team like Harry and Meghan or whether you're on team royal family, what I really love about this is that there is now an alternative narrative. You know, my father always says history was written by those who won. And when you look at all the history books in our schools, you don't get the other side. You don't get the Indigenous textbook. You don't get all the different people. And quite frankly, this is the lineage of the family that has conquered many corners, if not every corner of this world. And they get to write all the textbooks because they're the winners.
Yeah.
And here's what Harry's narrative, whether you believe him or not, doesn't matter. There is now in the annals of the history books going to be an alternative narrative.
Okay, I like her. And she really, really spoke truth there. I actually don't know who she is. I think it's a Canadian television show. But yeah, so she spoke, I think, some very, or should I say, she made some very salient points about Harry's book and how it will be placed in the written history about that institution. It's an alternative narrative in comparison to what we've heard so far. It is Harry's truth, and of course, I believe Harry is at a point in his life where truth is part of his recovery, and he is in recovery from having lived through that abusive institution. I have spoken to some non-squatties about some of the things that he's been through, and I'm trying to convince more people to read the book. And when I, explain certain parts, and I'm trying not to say too much about it to people who haven't had a chance to read the book, they always wince when I mention certain things that he's experienced in his lifetime. And that just goes to show that that Harry was in a gilded cage of the truest, of the most precise example, a gilded cage, where one would find yourself being exposed to all of the luxury, all of the trappings of wealth, but yet none of it belongs to you. You're not even asking for more than bare minimal. You're not even on a payroll. You have an allowance for certain things, and that's the end of it. Everything is really at the pleasure of your father. And at the end of that, there wasn't much left for Harry. Harry probably didn't live as well as, let's say, Camilla's children. And I don't mean Camilla's children because of their own biological father's wealth or whoever's on the birth certificate, but probably from Charles. They probably were gifted quite a few things from Charles. I am almost certain of that. It seems like Charles and Camilla have made sure that they have gone the extra mile to care for Camilla's children and even protect one of them from some really bad press, whereas Harry, not so much. Short end of the stick Wells is probably a nickname that they used with him because that's pretty much the way it was. He always got the short end of it. Okay, so 3 cheers for the Brooksbank family. They are expecting another child with that Colgate smile. Yes, Jack Brooksbank and Eugenie Windsor Brooksbank, they are expecting another child. So this will be number 2 for them. Princess Eugenie, we're so excited to share that there will be a new addition to our family this summer. So looking forward to that. Now, as you know, here's the complication. With all that good news, if I'm not sounding too much like a tabloid myself, there was the proud grandpa the Duke of York on Eugenie's wedding day. And there he is, not sticking his hand in his mama's purse. The photo on the right, that of course is Duke of York not sticking his hand in his mama's purse. And you can see that he's enjoying the RAF flying over, or he's not sticking his hand in his mama's purse. Not at all. So right there, this good news is almost in the same breath as we find out that there's someone who is trying desperately to defend said grandpa, or soon to be another grandpa. He's being defended by his co-conspirator. Now, I'm not even going to go into their relationship. As we know, they are just friends that seem to go all the way back to, what was the name of that island? They went all the way back to whatever the name is of that island. So with that being said, I don't want to like rain on the baby Brooksbank parade, but I'm just saying, isn't it interesting that this is happening at a time when this is the other part of the news having to do with the York family? So very curious, very, very, very curious. Let's see here. And then, of course, we have the fact that the Queen supposedly, well, I mean, not supposedly, let's just say it, she probably did leave money for her favorite son, is what they're saying, that she left him a hefty sum, and that he claims, Andrew claims, that he has put together a war chest to go after the person that he paid for something that he didn't do, because that was somebody he never met. So he somehow coerced his mother into paying 12 million pounds or more to somebody he never met for something he didn't do. So maybe he ought to just take that and take the money that he inherited from his mother and keep stepping. But no, he wants to use his HRH again. He wants to probably show up at the coronation. I can't help but think that he's trying to drive up some type of public sentiment so that he could crash the coronation the same way that he crashed that ceremony to memorialize Philip, or should I say Philip's third funeral, because they had a prayer service before the funeral. Then they had the actual funeral, but because of the pandemic, there were very few people there. And they had the Queen sitting by herself so that she can look as pitiful as possible on television. I think that was so ridiculous. There was really no need for that. But they had the Queen sitting by herself so that everybody could feel pitiful for her. And then, of course, they had a church service where they invited other royals, even from other countries, including Denmark, etc., to come to the Westminster Abbey for a special memorial service that they couldn't have because of the pandemic. And who waddles the Queen to her seat? Whose chunky, fluffy, sweaty palms held her hand and waddled her to her seat? None other than Andrew, the sick old man. So, I hate to bring this up with Eugenie's good news, but they seem to want him to be at the coronation. That's the only thing I can think of at this point, is that they're going through all of this trouble so that so he can go to the coronation. Maybe they'll sit him next to Jason Knopf Shame on them. As you can see, it has been a illustration showing how the British tabloid media, which is pretty much all of the media, the way that they seem to have tried to humiliate and shame the Sussexes to a point where they never returned to the UK. But Prince Andrew is suddenly gold. I mean, he's golden. The same way that they're trying to resurrect Jeremy Clarkson's career by, of course, having this campaign of words on the different chat shows and such. And of course, magazine articles, news articles, everything they can think of to try to say Jeremy Clarkson should keep his job. But um, those same people, those same dark forces are trying to uplift Prince Andrew so that the sick old man can keep his position within the family so he can go back to using his HRH status so that he can show up at these events and hold his head up high. It's amazing. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing for Britain that this is happening. The everyday working class people who even, of course, depend upon the tourism and such. I wonder if this is just like a big turnoff for anybody who has ever wanted to go to Britain or who has ever thought about doing business there. I mean, money is money. I don't think you're going to stop people from making money if that's what the thing is. But as for a vacation or something of that effect, it really says that people of color are not welcome. It really says that if you are a victim of any sort, let's even say Carolyn Flack, the way that she was publicly humiliated, lynched, if you ask me, but she was publicly humiliated by the tabloid media. And then, of course, if you look at the way Harry, if you've read the book, then publicly shaming him was like one of the favorite sports of Fleet Street. Is how much can we publicly shame and humiliate this child who has grown into a very stressed out, probably suffering from PTSD, veteran of the armed forces? How much can we humiliate him? And it doesn't matter that people notice. That's all part of the game. That is all part of the game, is how much can we shame and humiliate him? And now we have his wife to go after. And if they hadn't, just taken off and left Narnia, chances are they would have already, well, what could I say? I mean, they started on Archie while he was there. And then when Lily was born, they literally took the queen to war against an infant over a name. And it played out in the tabloids day after day, and no one spoke up, or at the very least, not enough people spoke up. De facto referendum would see Scott vote for independence poll finds. Well, right here, which party would you vote for if the NSP fight the next general election as a de facto referendum? Well, it's happening. It's happening. Scottish independence seems to be steamrolling ahead, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. I've been talking about this just about every day because I'm really curious to see how far this will actually go. But I'm hoping it goes all the way back to the European Union. I hope that Scotland, and including Wales as well, can make it back to the European Union. It is what the people want. More than 50% in both countries prefer the European Union. The market that they have now trading within the union is not serving them well. It seems to serve England first and then everybody else second. And, that's not my words because I don't live there, but this is the opinion of the majority of people that live in those different countries that have been united under the United Kingdom, is that we're not getting our fair share and that we are an afterthought. So, and there you can see nearly 55% of voters would back pro-independence parties if the next general election was fought as a de facto referendum, according to a new poll. And so the sales of the Scottish Pride t-shirts of every kind seem to have cropped up all over the place. So there's something happening here, and I don't know how soon, but they're hoping to have something going by, I believe, November of this year. So the process still has a long way to go. And since they do not want to allow, that is, the Supreme Court doesn't want to allow Scotland to have another referendum vote, a vote that is, that's why they want to use the next election as a de facto referendum. So if you vote for a particular party, then it's the same, by default as voting for independence. And that is how Nicola Sturgeon wants to spin it, is that if you're voting for our party, then you are voting for independence. Nice t-shirt, and it looks good on him. Yeah, it does. It again, the light doesn't disagree with him in any way possible, I believe. Let me see. Nobody see the what is that royal family? When they go to Great Britain, when they is it no tourists go to Great Britain when they try to go to this island on vacation? So where are they as a force for tourism? Not at all, Joyce Vos. The thing is, if you use probably the most visited country, well, there's two other countries in Europe that have a lot of competition for. Actually, I want to say Italy and France gets more tourists. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe Italy and France both gets more tourists every year in comparison to Great Britain. I think the numbers for Britain is what is it, even third place? I'm not even sure it's third place, but it's not as, I mean, of course, don't get me wrong, they still get a lot of tourists, and I'm sure most countries would be glad to get the amount of people that they have, but London has lost its status as wealthiest city in the world. Now they're second to New York. And as far as tourism is concerned, the most visited royal residence in the world, I believe, is the Palace of Versailles. But again, I don't have those numbers in front of me right now. So there is a lot to unpack with what's happening in Britain lately. But, again, I'm not concerned about the 1%. I'm not concerned about the aristocracy, but working class people deserve better. They really deserve better. And they're just not getting it. But they're going to have a beautiful, what do you call it? They're going to have a beautiful coronation to watch. So, it's not food, it's not bread and butter, but it's something. I mean, there's going to be a coronation, so it's not like there's nothing to be had. I'm looking for those figures for tourism right now. And yeah, I don't have them handy. But yeah, you can, I tell you what, here it is. Top 10 countries most popular with tourists. This is for 2019. France with 90 million. Spain, 83.7 million. United States 79.3 million, China 65.7, Italy 64.5. Now remember, this is pre-pandemic. Turkey 51.2, Mexico 45.0, Thailand 39.8%, Germany 39.6, United Kingdom 39.4 million people. So out of the top 10 for 2019, the United Kingdom was last, and France, of course, was number one. Most popular tourist destination in the world for more than 30 years, France offers a myriad of attractions. The Eiffel Tower, countless world-class restaurants, the Musée du Louvre, the Palace of Versailles, Notre Dame Cathedral, beaches of Côte d'Azur. So with all of that going on, France reigns supreme. And for the top 10, the United Kingdom is last. And for the United States, let me see, 79. So the United States is twice as much as like the bottom five of those countries: Turkey, Mexico, Thailand, Germany, United Kingdom. So yeah, you would think that Britain gets more tourists, but they actually don't. And in terms of tourist attractions, this whole idea that tourism is, somehow helped by the royal family, the numbers just don't bear witness to that. That is not accurate. The tourism in no way is being boosted by the royal family. It's the royal family that's being boosted by the tourism because it's an excuse to keep them relevant. But it makes absolutely no difference. If you compare some of the tourist attractions in the UK, it does not compare to most things in France. There's nothing that popular in the UK. But I tell you, if you guys do go to the UK, you will have a good time. You will have a good time. And in London, most museums are free. I think in most of the country, most of the public museums are free. So that is a big selling point right there. You can go to the National Portrait Gallery, the Tate Modern, the Tate, the Victoria and Albert Museum. You can go to all of those places for free. Where else? And of course, the National Portrait Gallery. So all those things are free. They have a donation thing at the door if you feel like you want to donate something. But other than that, it saves you a lot of money. And I did take advantage of that. So, but I have good manners, you guys. Whenever I go someplace, if they have a donation box, I always put something in it. I have gone to some of the crappiest little churches all over Europe just to see the insides of the church and, the artifacts and the relics and stuff. And if you are traveling, please make sure you carry enough small currency to drop some money in those containers. So 5 pounds, 5 euros, $5, whatever it is, whether I'm home or abroad, I always put money into those donations. It's just good manners, I think. Okay, so moving on, there's another Scottish independent shirt. And then there's Jeremy Clarkson. So here is the actual Daily Telegraph reporter. It says, Clarkson's comments about Meghan have no place on ITV. So I'm glad they have figured this out. Again, I am so surprised at the length that people are going to make sure that Jeremy Clarkson is retained by ITV. This guy is a serial offender when it comes to being a provocateur via his newspaper column, as well as comments that he has made on television shows. it's time for him to go. This does not represent the best of Britain. This is an embarrassment. The only reason why someone like this has a place that is so prominent on the national stage in Britain is because of the tabloid media. They're not soliciting real people. And anybody who gets their news from the tabloid is not a real person. That does not reflect the real Britain. I couldn't possibly think that most people in Britain are okay with this. But if the media allows him to maintain his presence, then they are going to just passively look over certain nuances of his behavior, and it becomes okay. But somebody has to take the high moral ground with this guy and several other people. I don't know how this is happening. In America, this guy would be in a soup line. Seriously, this guy would be in a soup line. The only place he could earn a living would be in the alternative media, in the far right-wing media. He couldn't have a job on the big networks in the US. Unless it's owned by Fox, there's no place for him. And even if it is owned by Fox, they would still get rid of him because they would lose their sponsors. He wouldn't last on American television. A person like this would have to go away and not offend for a long period of time before you would ever see him again. He would have to take training as a human being before he could come back. What's that? Okay, thank you so much for the super chat. Now, I forgot this guy's name, but I showed you these photos before. There he is with his cardboard cutout of the Sussex's engagement photo. This guy does not like Jeremy Clarkson. And so then he goes down to a local supermarket or wherever it was. And then he, of course, gave him the old, up yours. Hey, Mystic Toxin. So again, this is why I'm telling you guys, Jeremy Clarkson does not represent the real Britain. So if you guys are angry and you tend to believe that everybody in Britain is okay with this, they're not. It's just the media has made this toad so mainstream that people assume that everybody's okay with it, but they're not. This does not represent the best of Britain. He represents a right-wing group of wealthy people who want to divide the population, who wants to bring people together using the old-fashioned hate. Hate brings people together. I know it sounds redundant, but it's true. Hate brings people together, but it also destroys a society. So you really can't have both. And of course, this is one of the puzzles I have. How could someone so androgynous as young Jeremy Clarkson, do you see that that little page boy haircut? How could someone as androgynous as Jeremy Clarkson grow up and turn into a monster? A monster. And no, that's not Rupert Murdoch. That's Jeremy Clarkson. He's 63 years old. That is 63-year-old. Yes, you heard me. 63-year-old Jeremy Clarkson. Nancy Culp and Jim Nabors. I'm going to break the news right now. Nancy Culp and Jim Nabors had a love child years ago. while visiting the United Kingdom. They were touring around Europe so that they could promote the Andy Griffith Show. And Nancy Culp somehow became pregnant while traveling. And throughout their travels, she was starting to show. By the time she got to the United Kingdom, where she was planning to board the Queen Mary to make her way back to the United States, she gave birth, and some family took in the child. And that child, ladies and gentlemen, is Jeremy Clarkson. So if you want to know where does a monster like that come from, if you want to know where a monster like that comes from, you'd have to go to the Andy Griffith Show and to the Beverly Hillbillies, and you'd have to find a couple of people who seemed not so well matched for each other. After all, later on in life, it was revealed that Nancy Culp and Jim Nabors had more than Jeremy Clarkson in common. She was into girls and he was into boys. And maybe that's why that happened. Maybe they weren't meant to be together. But since they are, or have, or whatever, what emerged from that unholy union. Oh, hello, Ivy here. Hey, Ivy, thank you so much for being here. But yeah, so that's where I'm sorry, I forgot to ITV is the worst channel for maligning the Sussexes. More daily weekday shows abusing Harry and Meghan. ITV just showing hypocrisy. ITV can go kick rocks. Or they could, oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm going to keep it clean. But thank you so much for your comment. Now, this is the latest from Cold War Steve. Cold War Steve has come up with some doozies in his day. And there's another. You can see that those terrible offenders over at the number 10 is being carted away by the peasants and townspeople who are somehow they're protesting for better government. So the best way to get the government that you want is to get rid of the shady people that's in there now. So that's the latest from Cold War Steve. And then, of course, Spare. Prince Harry's autobiographical book, Spare, is flying off the shelves, off the library shelves, that is. This is Belmont County, Ohio. And they actually had a news report on the local news about how many people have been requesting to borrow the Spare from the local library. I mean, you guys, Middle America, Belmont County, Ohio, that's Middle America. People everywhere have taken to this book. And you can tell that the book is doing so incredibly well because of the response from the derangers and from the haters on ITV, amongst other places. They can't take how successful this book has been. They can't take it. They are about to lose their flipping minds. So it just goes to show you that standing in your truth goes a long way. And that's what Harry is doing. He is literally standing in his truth, and doors are opening for his story. People who otherwise may not have even given it much thought are, I won't use the word converted, but people are coming over to his side, or at the very least, they're hearing him out. They are hearing his truth. So that's a good thing. All right. And then, of course, check it out. Check out that playa. Check out the playa. So you guys thought that 73-year-old man with childbearing hips and droopy shoulders was going to go down the aisles of Westminster Abbey wearing controlled top pantyhose and, of course, breeches and the ermine robe? Nay, he is going to step out in flannel with a long duster dragging down to the ground with his flat cap. Don't mess with him. You can't come for him. Charles is going to look just as fly on his coronation day, and you all can't handle the truth. You want the truth? Well, you can't handle the truth. Because he's going to go down the aisles of Westminster Abbey looking like a straight up player. Okay? Okay? He wants to modernize the monarchy, a slimmed down modern monarchy. And who better to bring the right flavor to Westminster Abbey than His Royal Majesty Charles III? What up, though? What up, players? I mean, he gonna come in there like a soul-trained dancer. I'm telling you guys, he gonna come in there like a soul-trained dancer. I wanna put on my boogie shoes and boogie with you. Hey, I'm gonna put on my boogie shoes and boogie with you. So I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. That's right, Sherry Ware. That's right. Yeah. No, you didn't. Chuck the playa. Yeah, they did it. Well, actually, someone on Twitter posted this earlier. And when I saw it, I'm like, you know what? I got to share this with the squad. So I've seen it on a couple of different pages. I don't know who did it first, but they've done a great job. That looks awesome. So I didn't do it myself. Someone else put it together. But to whoever created this, you know what? Respect, because this is awesome. I don't think I could even touch this one. Whoever did this was a genius. So no ballet slippers, no controlled top pantyhose. And I mean, because you got to have controlled tops. When your midsection has been around for 73 years, then controlled top pantyhose are called for. So there was this fear that Charles was going to go, pimping down the aisle wearing ballet slippers, controlled top pantyhose, breeches, a cloak of ermine, and of course, them droopy shoulders. And to the likes of which I was thinking, okay, if he's going to wear pantyhose, make sure he wears a control top, right? Because that help with those childbearing hips and that bulging, aging midsection. And then, of course, I thought about Dynasty because he's got kind of droopy shoulders. So then I thought, okay, yes, we have to channel Linda Evans. Yeah, Linda Evans and some of those outfits that the other one wore. I don't even want to say her name. But for those droopy shoulders, childbearing hips, which are in dire need of a controlled top pantyhose, you have to think outside the box. And so by doing so, when this 73-year-old man is formally hired to his first position, he can at least, look the part. But then Charles had other ideas. He's like, you know what? I'm seeing I'm not dinners, but denim and layers. Camilla, I think I look pretty fly. Camilla, take a look at this. Oh, God, Camilla, I hope this is real indigo. I don't like synthetic dye. I hope this is real indigo that they use for the denim. Camilla. So anyway, that's playa, Charles III for Coronation Day. So sorted and done. So, and also speaking of done, guess what? I'm done. So thank you all so much for being on Royal Sussex. I'm going to try to get out of here. I think the Duchess of Success is on, or at least I think she was close to it. So yeah, if you guys want to go over to Anne's channel, um, I'll be over there to say hi very soon. But thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Can you believe it? Just a little over an hour. And I'm going to hold you guys to it. I'm not going to do an after, not even an after, but I am going to bid you all a fond farewell. And yeah, so little over an hour today. Sherry Ware has a list for me. Thank you very much, Sherry Ware, for the list. I'll be waiting for that one. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you for the new subscribers to Royal Sussex. And also, thank you for your comments, your likes, shares, and also for the Royal. My what do you call it? It's been like Christmas every week for me because of the Royal Sussex gift list. So thank you all so much for that. I am enjoying every little gift that you all gave me. Remember, it is not obligatory, but it is always appreciated. Claire Kane, I didn't know you were here. I've been running my mouth. Hey, Claire Kane. Claire Kane has a channel. And of course, Sussex Global UK. So support all of these Sussex-friendly channels. I know Sherry Ware is caught off guard because I'm done already. In the meantime, let me say thanks to our queens. I can't believe it. I feel like I'm getting out of work early, like I had a half day of school or something. Thank you to Queen Diana and Queen Doria for those amazing children, the most influential royals in the world. I don't know what they're using to measure popularity, but we all know who has the most Google searches ever. They are only, I mean, could you imagine them going through all of this for the, that with that, oh, thank you, Lydia, with those nonsensical, what do you call it, polls, when everybody knows that the Sussexes are the most popular royals in the world. Those polls are just to counter the narrative from Prince Harry's book. You guys pay no attention to that stuff. They are merely trying to embarrass the Sussexes. They are merely trying to outdo the Sussexes because Harry and Meghan are winning. So thank you very much, Legs, Elaine Parker, Hopeland Greeter, and YM Droid, and of course, oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. No, Sherry, I think that all of that's correct. Sherry thought she might have misspelled someone's name on the list, but no, that looks perfect. Thank you so much. Oh, and let's give a shout out to Claire Kane. Oh, Lydia, I almost put you in timeout. Hold on. Okay. So you guys, if you want to go over and check out Claire Kane's, I recommend you do. It is at the top. Oh, wait, that's not it. This thing is moving. Hold on. Okay. Not that we don't want to check you out, Big Mama, but there we go. I think that's correct now. Claire Kane. No, that's a wish list. Okay. Wait. This thing is moving. Okay, so got it. I'm going to Lydia, why do I keep trying to put you in timeout? They're so close together. There you go. So that's Claire Kane's page. Please make sure you click on it, like, share, and subscribe. Please support these Sussex-friendly channels. All right, make sure you do that. Okay, so last word of the day is please support the Sussex friendly channels. Okay, I'll do the last word today. And that's it. Support the Sussex friendly channels. And also, yeah, thank you very much, you guys. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, just snooping at my door. Boom, 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 boom. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, snooping at my door. You ain't see the Oprah interview, so don't lie no more. You ain't nothing but a... You didn't see that Oprah interview, so don't you lie no more. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! That's just bad. Okay, you guys. I got my humidifier on, but my voice is just like leaving me for some reason. So I'm going to go and rest my voice and thank you all so much. And I will see you all tomorrow. Let me see here. What do I? Oh, so I did all that. So I guess I can Ginger Avenger, right? I can Ginger Avenger. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. And cute Ginger Binge. You ain't nothing but a hound. Oh, thank you so much, Kathy A. Thank you so much for the super chat. Now, where was I? You ain't nothing. Okay, I gotta stop. Woo! I gotta stop. Okay, let me take this thing off of here. Woo, boy. Ah, ooh, ah. Oh man, let me put Player Charles back up there. Where's Player Charles? There we go. I'll put Player Charles back up there. Oh man, you guys, that is too much fun. Oh, thank you, Denise Marcus, for being here. Charles just has that face. You know what I mean? Okay, I promised I wasn't going to do an after show. So, you guys, I don't want to monopolize your time. Go and check out those other channels, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay? I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys, and thank you. You guys, I am equally uplifted by you guys. So, whatever it is, I may or may not be to you, you guys are everything to me. So I really appreciate that. It's like I'm not even working. What? That fast? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna go anyway, but thank you for telling me that. But okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow. And who knows? Maybe we'll have another marathon this week. I still can't believe it went 5 hours the other day. But all right, have a good night, everyone. See you.